Of this company to join Wayne Philip Watson and Michael Stephen Marlowe in a total commitment of their love for each other. Please face each other. I remind you both as you will answer on that day of judgment, when all secrets of the heart shall be disclosed. If you, Wayne or Michael, know of any reason why you should not be joined together in this commitment, do so now, confess. Michael, will you, to the best of your ability, care for Wayne's physical, spiritual, mental, and emotional needs, love him with all your heart, soul, and mind, not forgetting that God is first in your life?
I will.
Wayne, will you, to the best of your ability, care for Michael's physical, spiritual, and mental and emotional needs, and love him with all your heart, soul, and mind, not forgetting that God is first in your life?
I will.
The rings, please. Michael, repeat after me. I, Michael Marlowe.
I, Michael Marlowe.
Take you, Wayne Watson.
Take you, Wayne Watson.
As my lifetime companion.
As my lifetime companion.
And give you this ring.
And give you this ring.
As a symbol of this commitment.
As a symbol of this commitment.
Wayne, repeat after me. I, Wayne Watson.
I, Wayne Watson.
Take you, Michael Marlowe.
Take you, Michael Marlowe.
As my lifetime companion.
As my lifetime companion.
And give you this ring.
And I give you this ring.
As a symbol of this commitment.
As a symbol of this commitment.
For as much as Michael and Wayne have consented together in a total commitment of their love for each other, and you have witnessed the same, the exchange of these rings, this commitment is now complete. Let us pray. Our Father,
who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
You can be anybody that you want to be. You can love whomever you will. You can travel any country where your heart leads. And know I will love you still. You can live by yourself. You can gather friends around. You can choose one special one. And the only measure of your words and your deeds will be the love you leave behind when you're gone. Oh, the love you leave behind when you're gone. Ooh,
I'm honored to be the first to congratulate both Michael and Wayne, and to say that Crystal Marlowe, Michael's sister, is in our wedding ceremony, and Clinton Page is the best man. I'm also pleased to acknowledge the very talented presence of the Flirtations. They are the world's most famous, openly gay, politically active, a cappella singing group, floating crap game in the city of Philadelphia. And it's quite obvious that they have practiced. We thank you for lending your fine artistry to our ceremony on this program, and we can hardly wait to entertain your questions for these very sincerely committed young people who have, as you saw, engaged in the ceremony of marriage under the religious auspices of a truly bona fide Christian minister. They regret that their ceremony would not be approved by the city of Philadelphia or the state of Pennsylvania. And we'll be back to talk to you about gay marriage in just a moment. Turn us off today, okay? Will you promise me?
Well, I will.
All right, good. Don't turn us off, because we want to talk about your feelings. Are you there? Hi. Are you there, caller?
Yep.
Go ahead.
I agree 100% with the lady that just called. I watch you every day, and I love your show, but I cannot believe that you are actually having a gay marriage. I mean, not that you personally. I just mean that the gay rights is gone so far.
What's wrong with it?
It's just, I feel that, I mean, kids have a hard enough time growing up nowadays. They don't need to see two men and try to understand two men getting married on TV. I mean, I think that gay people should have been, it should not be as open and as out as it is right now.
What if we did it like at midnight?
I know, the whole point of it, I think, is wrong. The whole, I mean, if they want to do it, fine, but just don't do it.
Don't flaunt it out in public.
Street and hold hands and kiss in front of, little kids and people. I just don't think it's right.
Okay, I'm glad you waited. Hi. Are you there, caller?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I called in to let the two guys know that their marriage it's unreal. It's unrealistic. I can't understand, because marriage is man and woman. It's believing in God. It's
You
I'm sorry. It's unbelievable.
Okay. Are you there? Hi, I'm glad you waited.
I'd like to know how they can claim this is a religious ceremony when the Bible forbids this kind of activity. In their marriage vows afterwards, they said, lead us not into temptation, and that's exactly what they're following is their temptation, which is against the Bible.
I thank you for your call. Hi, are you there? Is everybody against this on the phone? Hi, go ahead.
Hi, Phil.
Yeah.
Hi, I'd just like to say that my brother married his lover.
Yeah.
And it has caused nothing but harm to my family. It's ruined my mother tremendously. This is a very deep, emotional type of thing that these people are walking on right now.
Okay, let me just re-identify. Here are Michael Marlowe and Wayne Watson. You saw them just get married. Clinton Page is best man to Michael and Wayne. Well, first of all, congratulations, as I shared with you prior to the break. Michael and Wayne, are you surprised at this?
No.
The phone calls. You're not.
It's not surprising, because people have, since the early parts of time, have frowned down upon two men marrying or even being together. And it's just something eventually that they're going to have to accept, because we're just not going to disappear and go away.
Yeah, I think that legitimizing, that is to say, civilly legitimizing marriage of same-sex marriages would provide an opportunity for more gay people to enjoy the spiritual benefits of marriage, to prolong monogamy, to perhaps open the door a little wider to a society that remains homophobic. And that's the end of the preachment for today. I thank you all for coming. If you'll put your tithing in the basket, which will be placed on our... I want to get you in, Wayne. You're not surprised either.
No.
Okay.
It's narrow-minded.
You weren't necessarily as passionate about this idea as Michael was. Is that so? I mean, at first you thought, what's the difference? We're together, we love each other, who cares about whether we're married? You've changed your mind, have you?
Yes, I have.
For the reasons that I suggested, that this is... Why should you not, huh?
Man and woman get married, so why can't I show my feelings?
Yeah. Clinton Page, you are the best man, and you were married yourself, so?
Yes, I was.
And you lost your lover
After 13 years, yeah.
13 years you cohabited, monogamous relationship for 13 years. Was he an HIV AIDS victim?
No, he wasn't.
He was
Heart
not.
trouble. Yes.
Huh?
Heart trouble.
Heart trouble. Be speaking of prejudice, isn't it? The way, I mean, AIDS is looms so largely that we figure everybody in the gay community who dies of that, and you're here to say otherwise. So that's just one prejudice, stereotype. Right. How do you feel about this, Clinton? You obviously think it's a good idea.
I think everybody has the right to get, to their own happiness, and I don't go around putting other people down, and I feel whatever you do, and as long as you do it without forcing your opinion on somebody else, it's all right, you know.
What do we say about a 4 on the meter here with that applause? Well, I tell you what, if, most of us would not choose to go through life gay and black, it is a bigger mountain to climb, isn't it?
It is.
Yes.
You are the victims of prejudice within your own community. Some of the biggest names in entertainment, black African-American entertainers, not all but many, gay bash. Almost as though the license is there more for men of color than others. Must hurt you, huh, when you see this?
Yes, indeedy.
I don't know where to begin, Phil. I'm so shocked at the closed-minded, narrow people calling in. If they don't want to see it, turn off their TV. If they don't want their children to see it, turn off the TV. These two are so brave to do this, and they're probably doing it to advance their own movement, and I'm just sorry they have to face this kind of attitude on what's supposed to be the happiest day of their life.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
I'm supportive of this type of commitment. I'd like to know if you're going to raise children.
We have thought about adopting sometime in the near future.
Not in Philadelphia.
Uh-huh. That's another show, isn't it?
It's another show.
Yeah.
What are your plans, like honeymoon and like traditional roles? Is one going to be the provider role, and is one going to be the...
Within our particular relationship, because I know a lot of people like to stereotype, but within Wayne's and our commitment, there is no male and there is no female. We share jointly in everything, financially as well as supportively in household duties.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work out, like a lot of traditional marriages don't, will you get a legal divorce, or how will you work that? Will
I
you
fought
split
too
everything?
hard for this.
You're not gonna.
For 3 years.
You're gonna make you're gonna make this relationship work, are you? Are you there, caller? Hi.
Hi. I just wanted to tell you, to each his own. I mean, they're not hurting anybody. They love each other, and there's so many people around together, normal people, quote unquote, that aren't making it. If they love each other and they're happy, leave them alone.
They thank you for your call. Are you there, caller? Hi.
Yes, Phil, I'm here.
Go ahead.
I'm just thrilled to see this on national television. My lover and I have been married for 2 years. We only had 150 people at our wedding, but we think that this is really great. And at a time when people are so full of hate and whatnot, we think it's terrific that you can have a commitment with one person. That's really all you need is one person.
They thank the brother for his support. Are you there? Hi. Hello.
Hi. I feel there's nothing wrong with what's going on TV. To each their own, whatever they want to do, if they're happy, fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't feel it should be shown on TV, just to avoid problems. I have nothing against it. I have a daughter. I don't care if she sees it on TV.
But isn't that a little bit like saying, I don't care, I don't think blacks should sit in the back of the bus, but don't put Rosa Parks on TV.
No, I have it in my own family. They're married. They're happy. I mean, it's...
But why? What's wrong with putting it on television?
Just to avoid the people that are calling up, for example, what they're saying. I mean, there's no need these people should be subject to that.
But then you're asking us to make judgments based on people who are hostile and angry and...
I'm not saying to make a judgment. I just feel there's nothing wrong with it, but, other people are so narrow-minded.
Yes, that's true. I'm glad you called. Hi. How you doing?
Hi, Phil.
Yeah.
First, I'd like to say congratulations to Michael and Wayne. I think what you're doing is wonderful for you.
I have members in my family who are gay, and I love them, and I love the people that they've chosen to spend their life with, and I don't think I could love them any more than people in my family who are straight, and I'm in total support of you guys. Have a good life together.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Michael and Wayne. This isn't legal in Pennsylvania. Is it legal in New York? Is that?
Nowhere in the state of the United States, should I say, that is it legal. The closest thing to marriage that you may get to is in Denmark, where they have sort of like a partnership, which is very similar there of the marriage.
Hi, I'm glad you waited. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I'd just like to ask the couple, Phil, what do they expect to gain by being married? All right, what I'm trying to say is I was married like to raise a family and so forth.
Yeah.
What are their plans for, what is their reason for being married is what I'd like to know.
Well, within a gay relationship, within, as I say, the United States, there's a lot of things it's not legal. So that means that if my partner here, Wayne, should die, my family could come in and take everything. We're within the confounds of a marriage, which is legal. The spouse has every right to everything thereof, and that's what we're really seeking for.
Are you there, caller? Hi.
Hi. I just want to let you know that there's nothing wrong with this. Absolutely nothing. I turned on your show, and I was kind of surprised to see you in a text.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'm calling from Boston right now, and I admire these two guys. They found each other. I mean, I would love to find somebody, you know, a straight man for me, and
Yeah.
I just look at this and more power to them. And anybody who doesn't believe in it is just,
Well, you might.
close-minded.
Yeah. Tell your friends in Boston you think this is okay. I don't want to pick on anybody in our audience.
I
But
don't
I do,
know.
if I could just say, I do see two gray heads here. I feel a brotherhood with you. Would you mind standing for me just 1 second? Did you know this was our show today?
No.
One comment. I'm almost 50 years old, and I've never cried at a wedding before. But today, maybe.
Really? Now, wait a minute. Tears of joy?
Hardly.
No, you don't approve.
Well, it's up to them.
Not realistic. It's just not real. I mean, they should. It's just not to be.
And do you believe them when they say they love each other?
Yes.
Okay. And you believe that the love they have for each other is a good thing? I mean, just talk about the love now they have for each other. Is that a good thing?
I suppose so.
Now, you know, shouldn't they be able to sort of put a religious ribbon on this relationship?
Gee, Phil, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just that I don't know.
Oh, I have no opinion.
You're not going to leave us, though.
No.
I see you've accepted the rice that we've given you here.
Yes.
All right. You're going to throw it now, are you? And you'll throw it at the proper time?
We will.
Okay. At the least, then, they have your good wishes.
Oh, yes.
Oh, definitely.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. You're from New York City?
Hardly.
From Atlanta?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
You don't think this is coming to Atlanta, do you?
Well, we hope not.
You know,
you never know.
keep your eyes out.
You never know.
What? Oh, yes, the Flirtations. Thanks so much. Sure. Let me say, the Flirtations are here to take us into our next commercial break, and I'm pleased to remind you once again that this is the world's most famous openly gay, politically active, a cappella singing group right here.
Know him is to love him. Love him just to see him smile makes my life worthwhile. To know him is to love him. And I do, 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 and I do.
To be part of the audience, please send a postcard to Donahue Tickets, care of NBC, 30 Rockefeller Plaza, New York, New York, 10112. Remember, postcards only, please.
We are pleased to be to welcome two gay couples who are likewise interested in civil marriage. Todd and Jonathan Barr Sawyer, a hyphenated last name, which I am sure is both of you involves both of your last names. Married in a religious ceremony in June of last year. You have our congratulations. They've been together for almost a year. And we should say that Todd wanted spousal benefits from his employer, did not get them, mentioned his employer on his last visit to the Donahue show, and was called before his boss. Craig, Dean, and Patrick Gill are also here. You've read about them in... this here is the Washington, D.C. couple that has applied for a marriage license in Washington, D.C., only to be... The applause is for... here are some politically active folks who, like the couple we've just met, like Michael and Wayne, want these unions to be civilized in a legal sense so that benefits can extend to survivors, for example, and that society will begin to see these unions as legitimate and not something that's unreal. Are you there, caller? I'm glad you waited. I'll give these folks a chance to speak, but we've got to back up on the phones. You had a brief comment. Hi.
Yes, I do.
What do you
I'm
think?
from Boston, and I think your show is disgusting. I think that you have hit your low time lowest. You should be taken off the air for this. You're a jerk.
That was... What did she do? You hung up? Oh, boy. Say goodnight, Boston. Remember when... I'm glad you waited. Hi.
Hi, Phil. How are you?
Hey, you know.
I just want to say I think it's great what Michael and Wayne have done.
Right.
I'm in a 4-year monogamous relationship myself, and although it wouldn't be, it was not something I would maybe do myself, I think the option should be there for other gay and lesbian couples to show the world, that indeed they're in love.
Yeah.
And also, I do believe they have taken steps in San Francisco now that you can file for, I think it's called a certificate of residency or co-domicile. Domestic
partnership.
Yes. Let's get Todd and Jonathan to speak to that. That's true.
Yeah.
Good old progressive San Francisco. Tell us about it.
Absolutely. They have a domestic partnership ordinance where a gay couple can register with the city of San Francisco and receive a document legalizing their relationship. It doesn't give them any benefits of marriage, but it certainly does. It is a step in the right direction.
Craig and Patrick Gill, I should say, Craig Dean and Patrick Gill, initiated the lawsuit in Washington, D.C. They walked up to the marriage license, and said, yeah, we want a marriage license. They didn't even look up, and they started filling it out. And they said, they made it. They wanted to make sure that this wasn't going to be snafu'd later. Do I tell the story right? And then you said, we are two guys, two male people. And then, of course, people started coming down from on high. And no, they said, you can't have the license. And they're suing, and you have a court date. Do I understand that?
We just had a hearing date scheduled for July 12th.
Now, hearing date. So the big legal wheel will begin to turn. In your case, you must be very encouraged. Are you both lawyers by any chance?
I'm an attorney.
You are an attorney at law. So this is a big deal just to get the hearing. I mean, you hate to...
Right.
You hate...
Well, what we're up against is a motion to dismiss. The district has filed claiming that we don't even have a cause of action. So what we need to do is overcome this point to prove to the court that they can give us a marriage license. And then we can argue whether or not we deserve one.
Now, as an attorney at law in Washington, D.C., you must look at that United States Supreme Court, and what a wonderful day that would be if they ever granted cert, huh? I mean, if this court ever agreed.
Well, actually, our particular case won't go to the Supreme Court because we're not making any federal constitutional issues.
Well, but you may have to get that to that. That would be an optional strategy, would it not?
An optional strategy. You never lose your constitutional arguments. Our case is based on local D.C. law. There have been constitutional arguments made before in the late 60s and early 70s, but this is the first same-sex marriage case to come up in about 20 years.
Very good.
The difference between our case and those that have been done before is D.C. has the Human Rights Act. The Human Rights Act prohibits discrimination based upon sexual orientation.
And the denial of a marriage license for you under that provision, you see as, a violation.
What it does is it violates there's certain benefits, responsibilities that married couples have that unmarried couples cannot have. In insurance, in housing, credit, as you were saying before.
Divorce, distribution of assets,
Well,
etc.
yeah, even the right to marry gives us the right to divorce. When couples are together for 20, 30 years and haven't been able to be married, they don't have access to the courts for fair separation of assets.
Well, maybe before we retire and go to the great talk show in the sky, we will do a show involving two gay guys divorcing about who gets the stereo, and you never know. You have appeared now since your last appearance on our program. You've made a number of public appearances around the country. So,
right,
and you're doing well, I understand. You're drawing pretty good crowds, are you?
Oh, we've done. We lectured at Georgetown, William and Mary, University of Austin, Texas, all over the country.
Campuses. And how's the hostility level?
Almost none. We've received
You get people, when you come in at first, looking at you like, I can't believe that they're going to talk about this. And then it becomes, they see that we're two human beings, they see us interreacting. And I see the student audience as a very important audience. They're at an age where they're coming to grips with their sexuality and other people's lives. I was sexually assaulted at the University of Richmond. And I feel that that's important for me to talk about, to show that, yes, men can get sexually assaulted by another man. We were all taught in my school about date rape, but they didn't talk about claims rape between people of the same sex. And I think it's just an issue that I've gotten a lot of positive response on, and it's been very difficult to talk about.
I mean, the average attendance has been 200, 300, up to 500 people at these universities. And it's been about 80, 90% heterosexual straight students. And they come in, sometimes the attitude is incredulous, like, why, I just gotta see it, you know? And almost in every time, one student invariably stands up and says, you know, when I first came in, I didn't believe you and, you know, didn't think it was right, but now, after listening to you, you've convinced me. You know, we've had so many offers now speaking at different universities. We've even gotten agents down in D.C.
Good for you. Well, listen, I hope you're getting your fee, too. Are you there? Have you got a speaker's agent? You should have one.
Yeah.
Are you there, caller? I'm glad you waited. Caller?
Yes, Phil.
Hi, go ahead.
Yes, I have a brother who's gay, and we come from a really strict Italian macho family. And I'll tell you, I want to congratulate these guys, because these people ought to be ashamed of themselves. These people have the right to be happy and to be together.
Right. How did your Italian macho father handle the information?
Hey, he's still handling it bad. But we love my brother. He's a good person, and the relationship he's in now for 6 years.
Yeah.
The guy is a fantastic guy.
I'll bet you, Big Mac, you're younger than your gay brother.
No, I'm older.
Are you firstborn?
Yeah, yes, I was.
Yeah. Well, aren't you a pal? I mean, everybody should have a brother like you. This is very, very encouraging. You never took your brother to a psychiatrist or...
No, definitely not. Definitely not. He's not crazy.
Yeah.
He has his right to live his life the way he wants to, and he has his right to be happy.
How'd you get so enlightened?
Listen, this world is so rough. If we allow people to say that these two cannot be together because they're both males, then someday somebody's going to tell me that my child is no good because she has blue eyes.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yes. And you know, I'll tell you what, the gays, the first target of the fascists.
Well, gay people, if you talk to a gay person, they're more sensitive. They're more caring about people than most of the dirtbags you meet on the street.
Well, easy. All right. I'm glad you called. Please let me welcome once again, in advance of our break here, the people who've entertained us for our wedding and thereafter, the Flirtations. Yes.
I feel so gay.
No digas no, por favor no me hieras en el corazón, dame tu amor y a tu lado yo estaré, siempre contigo estaré.
Pleased to acknowledge, I'm sorry, the Flirtations. Hey, the fantastic Flirtations. John Arterton, Michael Callan, Aurelio Font, Jimmy Rutland, and Cliff Townsend. Thank you for lending your voices to our effort here today. Are you there, caller?
Yes, Bill.
Yeah, hang on just a second. Show them Todd and Jonathan's marriage again. We got stills of your marriage. Todd and Jonathan Barr Sawyer, I told you they were married in a religious ceremony on June 23rd last year.
That's not us.
No, that's not. No. That's. Oh, yeah. Well, congratulations there. We're glad to. No, I meant the still sword. I meant the stills. If that's what you missed, if you joined us late, you only can get married once. I'm sorry, we can't show that to you again. Here are Todd and Jonathan, still pictures of their own marriage. Life hasn't altogether been, I assume, like everybody's marriage.
Oh, we've had our rocky roads, sure. I mean, we've been together for 4 years. It was after 3 years that we decided to get married. I'll tell you, Phil, the day of our wedding was the most beautiful day of our life that I just can't even express to anybody. Two people that love each other so much should be able to celebrate in that and invite all their friends and their family. We had 150 people come to our wedding, and there wasn't a dry eye in the house. And Jonathan was very hesitant in the beginning, and after we went through this, it was just the most magical day. Congratulations, guys,
Are you there, caller? Hi.
Yes, I am, Phil. First of all, congratulations to the newlyweds. Also, congratulations to Phil for putting a show like this on the air.
Absolutely.
I know
you wanted to say.
Excuse me?
You wanted to say, with time running out.
Yes, I wanted to say that I am a lesbian. I am living as married with my lesbian lover. We exchange vows to each other. Although we didn't get married in a ceremony, we may yet. I also know other lesbian couples who have had a religious ceremony, and they were quite beautiful. And I think we are entitled to be married and live together and love each other and have people not abuse us.
Well, you might consider this very, very serious political effort underway by not all of the guests on our stage today, but most especially Craig Dean and Patrick Gill from Washington, D.C. I'm sure you've read about them. I do thank you for your call. You might want to get in touch with them and coalesce here to make this a legitimate undertaking in City Hall and the courthouse, too. Are you there, caller? Hi.
Hi, yes, I am. I'm Phil. My lover of 6 years died last Tuesday, and because we did not have the legal right to get married, upon his death, I lost power of attorney. I could not even sign for his autopsy, and when I picked up his ashes this past Monday, I had to sign as his friend. And because our government and our public doesn't have the compassion to let people live a monogamous, loving life, I am suffering, and my family is suffering, and my lover is suffering. And it's an unfair world, and I'm very proud of these two men.
We have no protections.
Well, when you recover and heal yourself, you might want to consider lending your own considerable experience to this political idea. Who's in the back row back here? Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to say, first of all, to Wayne and Michael, congratulations. And my question is directed to the entire panel, but particularly to Wayne and Michael. I'd like to know, how do you feel about the struggle for equality and liberation for blacks as opposed to the struggle for equality and liberation for gays and lesbians? Because while I think that there's no question that gays and lesbians are discriminated against, I think that the struggles are and the agendas are different. And I see a lot of tailgating in the gay and lesbian community about, well, you should feel the same way, to people of color, you should feel the same way because you're discriminated against too. And I'm gay supportive, but I just don't think the agendas are the same. And I'd like to know how you feel about that.
Well, first of all, being black, automatically there's a strike. And that's been an issue from day one, from the time you're born to you die. And then being gay is another issue, but I was first black before I was gay. And then when I am gay, it's, to me, a daily struggle. And I don't separate either one because of the fact that both of them, to me, are equally the same.
Yeah, to you, but let's accept this thoughtful question here. And that is, oppressed people often within the same community don't coalesce, don't effect a partnership. And I think the women's movement has dealt a long time ago with the issue of lesbian civil liberties and so on, and how are they in the movement? How much are they in the movement? How welcome are they in the movement? All this. You wanted to say
as much onto the black movement as take initiative from it and the example of Ms. Parks and the whole people and the power that was behind it. And we're trying to get ourselves
inspiration from another successful civil rights movement. And I believe that the issues, which are the same, I mean, the feelings of oppression, the feelings of discrimination, the feelings are the same, the The actual reality of the issues may be different, but I think the feelings that we experience are the same.
What?
Yeah. But how are you gonna what? Boy, you're making me work today. Yeah.
I'm just asking, how is it the same? And I'm asking this just genuinely. I like I said, I mean, I have nothing, absolutely nothing
You'd
against
like to
gays.
be part of the movement, but
No, but what I feel is that as a black, when I look at you, I see a white male who receives all the privileges and benefits that white males receive until you tell someone that you're gay. This never goes away. And this is always something that no matter what, when I walk in the door, they say black woman. I mean, I just don't see it as
Well,
being the
just like
same.
I can look at you and say straight female who receives the benefits of a straight culture that I don't
Bigotry and
represent.
prejudice of any form is wrong. What happened to live and let live? If the world could just accept everyone and love each other, the place would be a much better place to live in.
Let me just interrupt it here for a moment because we have the lines. Are you there, caller? I'll give you a chance.
Hello?
Yeah, you had a point.
Yes, I think that I disagree with this totally.
Yeah, turn your dog down, will you please?
I think that it's terrible to get married on national television.
If you're
I
gay,
think it's
you mean.
unnatural.
Huh?
It's unnatural.
Very natural to us.
Well, not to me. I think it's terrible. It's very educational, let me tell you that.
Yeah, it's educational.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
love to hear
Phil, I heard that Mercury's in retrograde. Maybe that's what's happening.
The moon is coming into its full blossom. We'll take one more look at the wedding. If you joined us late, what upset this caller was the marriage on our live television program here in New York City between Michael Marlowe and Wayne Watson.
Let us
This
pray.
union
Our Father,
who art in
took
heaven,
place
hallowed be thy
45
name.
minutes ago
Thy kingdom come,
and was
thy
concluded
will be done,
with the Lord's
on earth
Prayer.
as it is in heaven.
And I'll
Give us this
ask
day
the
our daily
flirtations
bread.
now to kindly, once again, take us out. Here is the world's most famous openly gay, politically active a cappella singing group in the universe. Gentlemen.
I'd like to be your blanket.